IWG 2022 was the first time the voice of Indigenous were going to be heard, and we were insistent on having a programmed piece where we hear everyone's stories and weave together what that meant for us moving forward with IWG and what the place of Indigenous peoples were.
The purpose of the Indigenous statement was to ensure that we recognise that the position of Indigenous women and girls is different from the position of women and girls generally. So we needed to acknowledge that there were different barriers, that there were different issues. And the reason for having a particular statement allowing Indigenous women and girls to discuss the issues that they face separately in a safe place and to come out with some conclusions that reflected their position.
We have the Indigenous women from around the world here at the Marae, and so we got asked to go outside into our groups amongst your countries and what are some problems that we face in our country and what we are going to do to change that, move forward to get what we want, which is equity.
From what we've been listening to, what the ideas that we've picked up, why don't we have a mini IWG back home? We can probably call it the Oceania Women's Group, because as Pacific Island countries, I think a lot of our challenges are very similar.
The offsite adventure was phenomenal. It was so emotionally charged. We came out feeling so proud to be Indigenous. First, we discussed some of the challenges that we face. A lot of it is to understand each other's struggles and to learn how we can play off of each other and how we can feed off of each other to ensure that we all feel heard at the table.
My hope for Indigenous people globally is that with the support of the wider community, that they are able to flourish, that the issues around identity are recognised, the fact of the loss that has been suffered by Indigenous people around the world is something that is addressed, recognised, acknowledged, and that we make positive steps towards inclusion in the future.
Our legacy needs to be that we leave our sport and the place of women and girls in a better place than what we found it when we were living through it. So my hope is that we embrace this call to action from Indigenous women across the world in Indigenous sports, and we go forward taking that challenge and moving the dial yet again at IWG UK.